Hey friends, hi, here we are, and it is a Friday night, and welcome to our lovely live together tonight. Welcome to my craft room. I hope everyone has had a fantastic week. Hello. I'm just going to go back up and look at the comments because I didn't get time to, sometimes I get time to look at them before I come on, and then tonight I was just trying to get things set up properly here and it wasn't quite working, but I got it now. Thank goodness. Oh, Donna. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Actually, Sharon messaged me this morning and said she was going to give me a shout out in her video today. So that was lovely. And I noticed I had quite a few new subscribers in the couple of hours after her video. So people must have paid attention. How nice is that? For anyone who doesn't already know, Sharon Armstrong is a friend of mine in the US. She's known for being a very, very creative, technique savvy demonstrator. She does wonderful techniques, and she gave me a little shout out today on one of the techniques she'd seen me do. So it was really lovely to be included in that part of her video. She is from Texas and she has this fabulous southern accent. So if you have time, she also does something that you guys might be interested in. She does a thing called mystery stamping in her lives. I guess it's a little bit like what we do, except she actually does proper clues and people create following the clues. And it's a really cool way to stamp. So I strongly suggest that you go and watch one of her videos, even if you watch a replay. Her name is Sharon Armstrong, and you'll find her on YouTube. She's fabulous. So welcome tonight, everyone. How has everyone's week been? And thanks for mentioning that, Donna. That was a really cool thing that happened today. I wonder what I have in store for you tonight too. Oh, that sounds very cold, Jean. Oh my goodness, 5 degrees below freezing. Oh my goodness, no thank you. Hey, Margaret, how are you? Yeah, it's too cold for me as well. Hey, Sunny, nice to see you. And Sunny says, evening, Linda and crazy crafters. Should we be offended? Do you really think we're crazy? I think probably it's a good thing. Sometimes I think the rest of the world is crazy. We're the only sane ones. That's what I think. How about that? Oh, that's a good idea for the birds. Wow. That's fantastic. I have actually said to my husband I would really like a bird feeder for Christmas. I hope he's doing something about that, because I would really, even if he just does it anytime. I don't care if it's Christmas or not, but I'd really like a bird feeder. So at some point we should try and set something up. Hello. Ah, so nice to see you all. Hey there, Gina. Oh, goodness me. Minus 32 degrees Celsius. Ouch. That's just too cold. That's silly. I'm sorry, I don't understand. That temperature makes no sense to me at all. Oh, 11 weeks old Kelpie. I bet he's super cute. His name is Buddy. Welcome to the world, Buddy. I hope he's going to be very happy with your brother and his wife. Very cute. Yeah, full on but fun, right, Margaret? Yeah, goodness me. I hope you've got good heating in your house, Gina. Yeah, scaring the cats. Absolutely. Pets are a great joy. Goodness me, lots of comments tonight. I'm not going to be able to get through them all, and you'll be bored with me going through the comments, and we need to get started on some stamping, right? So, got a few things to talk about with you tonight. Many of you probably know this already, but 2 big things happened yesterday. Yes, well, 3, kind of. But for those of you who are customers, 2 big things happened yesterday. Yesterday was the 1st of December, and so the retiring list from the current mini, so let me grab it, this mini here, the retiring list from this one is out, okay, which means we now have a list. It's called the last chance list, and it looks like this. It's 2 pages of stuff, which is a significant amount of the catalog is being discontinued, okay. Now the things that are being, okay, so this is what's being discontinued. These 2 pages of stuff, you can see the writing's pretty small. Thank goodness I have my glasses on. And then this is the carryover list of the things that are still going to be available, even though they're not going to be in a catalogue, but they're still going to be available. You can see this list is much smaller than the other list with all the discontinued stuff on it. And there are some fantastic bargains. But I have to really caution you, things are starting to sell out already. Okay, I looked at the list today, and there's a couple of things I had planned to use tonight. For example, I thought I would use the Merriest Moments stamp set tonight, and that's sold out. So definitely jump on to the online store and have a look at what is listed. Also, in the newsletter that I sent out a couple of days ago, I did put a link to the list of retiring stuff in there. So if you prefer it in list form, then click on the link in the newsletter. If you don't get my newsletters, please jump on and grab those. Okay, I have lots and lots of cool things in my newsletters. I try and make them really good value when they come out. So there's tips and videos and pictures and notification of specials, all sorts of stuff in there, and hopefully some great ways to keep you guys chatting and talking and knowing that there's lots of stuff, good value in there for you. If you'd like to get a newsletter, really easy to do. Hop over to my blog. Now, let me put the blog address on the bottom of the screen for you. Here, where is it? There it is. All right, there it is, lhiggins.blogspot.com. And on the right-hand side up near the top, if you're on a laptop, on the right-hand side near the top is a sign-up form for the newsletter. You just pop your email address in, hit the sign-up button, and you will be on the list to receive a newsletter when I do one next. So I'm trying to I do at least a couple of newsletters a month. Usually it's 2 a month, plus a couple of reminders of things that are finishing or things that you need to know if they're timely. So you can expect a few newsletters a month from me if you're signed up on the list. Okay, so also when you sign up, you get a free tutorial as well for signing up, just for signing up. So I would definitely jump on and grab that. All right, so hopefully some of you have already done it and you get those already. Okay, so in my newsletter, as I was saying, there is a link to the list of last chance products, which is this list I have in my hand right here. Or if you prefer to go on the online store, then you'll see all the pictures of what's been retiring. If you're more of a visual person, you might prefer the online store. Okay, so that also is on my blog there. You can get the link, and I'll put that in the description below at the end of this video as well. Okay, how's that sounding to everyone? Is that all making sense? Oh, Sunny, you have king parrots. I love king parrots. They're one of my favorite birds. I've got a few favorite birds. I love black cockatoos and king parrots and gangangs. Anyone ever had gangangs come around their house? I saw a guy the other day. I was at Coles, and there was a guy. He had his head was all shaved, but he had a huge amount of hair just sitting on top of his head, and he had it dyed bright red. And it made me think of a gangang. So that probably wasn't very nice of me, but I just couldn't help it. He looks completely like a gangang. It was everything I could do not to say something to him about it, but I kept my mouth shut. But yeah, he looked like a gangang to me. So there you go. Oh, you're saving up for new products. Okay, well, that's the other thing. If you're a demonstrator, the pre-order list also went live yesterday. Okay, so we had the last chance list went live. The pre-order list went live for the new catalog for people who are already demonstrators. But the other thing that went live was the clearance rack. Okay, now the clearance rack is previously retired things that have retired in years gone by. That list got a huge update, and lots of things are on that list at greatly reduced prices. So even the last chance list, some things are 60% off, and that's why I think things are going so quickly, is because the bargains are really, really good. Okay, so if you're looking for a way of grabbing some really great bargains right now and getting the best value you can, especially when I know that this time of the year is, everyone's sort of watching their pennies a little bit. I get that. So one way to make the most of that is to be getting things that are greatly marked down. So visit the last chance list, the clearance rack, and I hope there's maybe some really good gifts in there for you as well. Gifts for you maybe, or people you know. All right, so Margaret said she's saving up for the new stuff. Hi there, Brenton. How are you? Nice to see you there. Yes, the clearance rack refreshed here too as well, Jean. So not just in the US, it was everywhere. It was a global update. But we have different things on our clearance rack than what you guys do, because it depends on what is in the warehouse that they have to get rid of. Okay, so, happy anniversary, Sunny. I hope that you have a lovely day for your 19th wedding anniversary. That's lovely. All right, I will get started. Hey, Jillian, nice to see you. I'm hoping to see you next Tuesday. I'm 90% sure I'm coming, but there's just that 10% I have to sort out. Okay, so I'll be in touch with you over the next few days. Okay. All right, let's switch over to the desk and let's have a little look. So I've got my last chance list here. And like I said, I had planned to use a couple of sets that have already retired. So they're discontinued. There's absolutely no point in me using those things. I'm not going to. Hang on, let me get this. It's not quite straight on the desk. Let me get rid of the banner. Get rid of that. Hide that. And now we're back to just good old desk. So there we go. So what I thought was I had a bit of a look through the list just before we started. I saw that we had a couple of things sold out, but I did pull out a couple of things that are still available, and I thought let's play with those. Okay, so one thing that's still available, and I'm kind of surprised because the whole thing is going, is the Leaves of Holly stamp set, embossed dies, and also the DSP that match these. These are going. So the nice thing about this last chance PDF list is everything is in page order. So it makes it really easy to find stuff. So I can see here that where is it? I've got to find it. Now I know I found it just before we started. Here it is. Page 25 is the Leaves of Holly stuff. So let's have a quick look at that. So some of these are marked down as well. Okay. So the DSP, this gorgeous, gorgeous DSP, which is very, very Christmassy, by the way. The DSP is on page 25. So if I look up page 25 here, I can see that the Boughs of Holly 12 by 12 designer series paper is 40% off. Okay, this is not sold out yet. Okay, so normally it was $21. It's marked all the way down to $12.60. That's a great deal. Okay, just remember too, if you're a demonstrator, you get your demonstrator discount on top of whatever other discounts there are. So you guys are really, really getting an amazing discount. Okay, so most of you would be getting either 20 or 25 minimum off. So you get to take that off on top of this existing price. So that's pretty cool. So that's one of the reasons. That's one of the great perks about being a demonstrator. Okay, so we have the Leaves of Holly set here, which is this one right here. And we also have the Holly Berry dies, which are these. These dies, I have used them over and over and over and over. I just love them. They're so nice. And I'm just going to pull these out just to show you. Mine are all over the place. I should have them on a magnet, but, you know, I'm not that organized. So just they work just fine, even if they're not on a magnet. We've got a couple of little pine needles here. We've got the matching berries, the detail of the berries, and the berries to cut out the stamps. We've got the two leaves that cut out the stamps, and then the two detailed leaves. And this is probably the one that's the most, let me push that to one side so you can actually see it properly. This one is probably my favorite die in this set, but the one I use the most is actually this one. It's just a nice little label that beautifully fits all the words on the front of the Leaves of Holly stamp set. So it fits all of them. It fits these two, Season's Greetings and Christmas Wishes, but it also fits the smaller ones with just a little bit more space around them. So we might just have a little play with that tonight, I think, because it's such a beautiful set. And it's the last chance I'm really going to have to play with it, because I think it will probably, well, we know it'll be gone when the whole list ends, but I wonder if it's actually going to make it that long because it's such a cool set. Okay, and I see that we've got, oh, good point, Jean. Jean's made a really good point there. So everyone who is paying attention to the chat, Jean's mentioned this. If you're a demonstrator, not only do you get your discount on top, but if you buy it on a demonstrator order this month, you will score 3 free celebration stuff as well, because demonstrators get their celebration stuff a month before everybody else. So that is another good bonus. I didn't even think of that. Thank you so much for saying that. There you go. Good tip. Oh, it's gone in the States. Well, I'm so sorry. It's still available here, so I'm using it. I don't know for how long, but right now it hasn't sold out. I've actually got the sold out list open at the moment just so I can see. And everything on page 25 is still showing as available. At the time that I started the video, I just opened that up immediately before the video. Let me refresh the page and make sure it's still the case. Yep, still the case. Okay, so that's as of now. Our list report, I think they update every couple of hours. So yeah, so if you have your eye on this, you want to jump in, all right? Because everything on page 25 here is still available. Okay, so let's have a little play, and I'm deciding what colors to use. I'm deciding whether I want to go with Sahara Sand or whether I'd rather go with crumb cake, probably Sahara Sand. And I've got some of this beautiful paper. Oh, another paper that's also retiring is the Painted Christmas stuff, this one. And I knew that this would have to go because we've actually had this one in 2 catalogs. We had it last Christmas as well. This is a really beautiful one, and it's going. Okay, and as you can see, I haven't got very much left of mine anyway. But this has been such a beautiful set. Oh, there's a bit more down here. There you go. So this one is gorgeous, and it's also going. And that's also marked down. That one's marked down even more. That one was the Leaves of Holly. The Boughs of Holly one is marked down 40%. The Painted Christmas, where did I see that? That's even more, I believe. Painted Christmas is down 60%. So it's only $8.40 instead of $21. I mean, really? Come on. That's amazing. All right, so let's have a little play. You can see I've already got some scraps. This is just straight out of my scrap pile. And I'm deciding that's the same width. That piece might work quite well, actually. Let's go with that. Also, something else that has not yet sold out is the glimmer paper. And I have actually used up all of the, I think I've used up all the Evening Evergreen. Let me see if I've got any left in here. And this is the one that has the sheets of gold, vanilla, and Evening Evergreen. Yeah, I've used up all the Evening Evergreen because that's my favourite colour in it. But I've still got vanilla and I've still got gold left. So I might see if I want to use some gold because that's fun. Right, and then we've got this gorgeous paper. But I'm thinking I'm leaning towards using the green tonight. Maybe it's just I'm in a green kind of a mood. I don't know. Let's fold our piece of Sahara Sand in half. And I need to just grab my bone folder. And let's pop that there. And I'm just going to go back to my screen so I can see all your comments. Oh, thanks, Margaret. Margaret G. Actually, you know what? We have 2 Margaret Gs. We have Margaret Gordon and Margaret Griffith. So thank you, Margaret Griffith, for sharing. That's lovely. Ah, yes, the celebration stuff works well. Exactly, Naira. You are so right. Exactly. All right, so this is Sahara Sand, and I'm looking at putting this piece of scrap I had left over, and I'm thinking, how big is this? I'm thinking I'm going to grab my trimmer, and I'm just going to make it up as I go, and I'm going to grab some Evening Evergreen paper, which is this one right here. And I'm going to see how big this is. So this is currently, it's 6.7. I think I might just cut it down to 6.5 to make it easier. Okay, I prefer to work with exact centimeters if I can, just to make it easier. So I'm making this 11.5 by 6.5, which means that if I want to have this piece edging, I'm going to need 12. You know what, I might just do it this way. 7 by 12. We'll go with that. 7 by 12. There we go. And as usual, I'm actually going to turn on my lamp to my right here, and my phone keeps on going crooked. I don't know why that is. It just does. So I'm going to turn on my lamp to my right, so that just might give us a different perspective. Let's see. Is that better? Or is that... No, I think that is better. Hi, Leslie. Nice to see you. I know it has to be even for me as well. Hey, Shirley. Nice to see you. I know this paper is divine, and I'm really going to miss it, so it's fun to use it tonight. You could go with either side, but if I'm going to put something on the front of a card, I prefer to have usually my background piece a little less busy, and then I feel it doesn't compete so much with the elements that I'm putting on top. So I'm going for the simpler one, which in this case is the stripes, and I really like this paper. Can you see how it's got kind of like a grungy look to it? Really, really like it. I think that's really nice. Right, so this is going to end up just here. I could put it right in the middle, but I'm thinking I might put it to one side. Well, let's see. And then I do have, I don't know that I want to go with white. I have a piece of, I have a lot of vellum actually. And you guys know I love my vellum. So I've got a vellum piece here and I'm deciding how I want that to go. And I'm thinking maybe a circle. Maybe a circle. Let's see if I have one all ready to go. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. And if I don't, it's easy enough for us to make one, right? So we've got our stylish shapes. Oh, you know what else sold out already? The gingerbread house dies. They're gone, guys. Remember we used those last weekend? They've already gone, sold out, all gone. Because I think they were 60% off, which was really nuts. But I'm pretty sure that they have gone on us. Okay. So I'm going to grab instead my layering circles tonight. And I'm going to go with a larger circle. Oh, see, I've got these on my pea plates. Can you see those? When my daughter's on her green pea plates, I'll have some for her. But I'm going to go with, just going to see if this larger one here is going to be the right size or if it's too big. You know what? That might be okay. Let's try the big one. And we know we have a piece of vellum. Let's move that out of the way. One night I'm going to fall off my chair. I know I am. It's just going to happen. I've accepted this, but I'm hoping it's not tonight. I know, Tanya, it's nice to see you. All right, so let's pop our mini machine. Now, for those of you who love the mini machine, but you don't have one yet, guess what the joining special is going to be in January, February? Oh my goodness. I have to tell you more about that as it gets a little closer. I might use this one. I'm trying to pick my straightest ones because once they start to get a bend, it can make it a little hard. I'm going to have to cut that down. Make it a little hard for it to go through the machine in one hit. So I'm making this 9 centimeters wide because that's exactly the right size to fit through my machine. And this is going to go right there on top. And I'm going to pop this in. So I'm planning on having my mini catalogue and celebration catalogue out to all my customers who've ordered in the last year or so. I'm planning on having one in the mail to you probably the week before Christmas, or at the very latest between Christmas and New Year if you want to check your mailboxes then. I'm hoping to have it done earlier rather than later, but you know, let's see. It is Christmas after all. All right, so I'm thinking this will look nice on here. And let's pop that back in its little box. And I'm deciding whether I would like to have, I'm thinking I would. I mean, I could use this, right? And have the circle behind that, but I think it's going to be too much on this card, so I'm actually not going to. I'm going to have this over one side. I'd like to have this popping over here, so we'll cut that out in just a moment. And I'm going to do that in white. But I also want to use a couple of the leaves. So, and I'm deciding whether I want to stamp the leaves. I think I do. I think I want to stamp them. So let's have a little look here. So if I'm going to stamp them, I'm going to be using these. I've also got these little pine needles, and I've also got some berries. So I'm deciding whether I want to use these or not. But they're rather fun. I love the little pine needles. They just look so cute on your cards. Hey, Dolores. Nice to see you. Hey, Megan. Nice to have you. Hey, Anita. Oh, no. That's not good, Anita. I hope your hubby's okay. That's terrible. I've had that same kind of thing happen. Not me, but my dad's fallen off a few ladders in his time. He's a builder, so, you know, that's what builders do. So I'm thinking Oh, actually, that is vanilla, not white. That's no good. We don't want that. So let me grab instead a piece of white. It's out of one of the bags here. I've got, what I'm actually using is I've actually got a bunch of bags of kits from projects left over from classes and things like that. And what has happened is sometimes if I have classes and somebody doesn't show up or something like that, and I have leftover product, then I need to find a way to use up those scraps. So that's what I'm doing tonight. I'm going through these and picking out scraps. All right, so let's grab our leaves of holly stuff. And I'm going to have the smaller leaf. I don't know if I want the bigger one. I think I might go with the two smaller ones. So there's several leaves here. There's two smaller ones. Maybe I'll do both of those. I don't know. This one has more detail, and that's the one I want. I want the one with more detail. So I'm going to pop that on a block. And let's go. Seeing as we have Evening Evergreen for our piece here, I think we should pick Evening Evergreen. And we could maybe even do we could do some stamping off so it's not quite as dark. So let's try it. I'm going to try it on my scrap paper first. There we go. Let's try it here. You can see how dark that is. It's quite dark. Okay, and then if we do it a second time, I do like that. That's quite nice. So I'm thinking I'm going to stamp off quickly, and then I'm going to pop that here. See, it's darker than this because this one I held it in place longer. This is something you might not know. When you stamp off, you've got your original color straight from the ink pad. If you hold your stamp in place, it actually gets a little darker, but it means it's also taking off more of the ink, so that when you re-stamp and do like a stamped off image, it is lighter the longer you hold the stamp in place. Does everyone know that? That seems like a basic thing, but I'm just thinking I've probably never told anybody that before. All right, so if I was to do that again, but I'm only doing it very, very briefly, and that way I'm getting a lighter color, but as you can see, it's darker than this. If I do again, let me just to show you how it would be. See how much lighter that is? Right, so each time you do it, you get a lighter of what they call, this is first generation, second generation, and this is third generation. Okay. Oh, did you, Leslie? That's cool. Oh, that's really good. And that's the thing. The people who get in first are the ones who get all the, you get all the goodies because, it's the longer you wait, the more likely it is that you might run out of stuff. Okay, I'm going to pop this through. So let me grab my machine again. So let me pop these out of the way. This is actually, I have to tell you, this is a really easy stamp set to use. Okay, so some stamp sets, I've bought them because I liked the idea of them, okay, but then found that they were not as easy to use when I went to use them. Has anyone else ever had that experience? So these days, I purposely go looking for stamp sets that are easy to use. It's easier for me to come up with designs, but it's also easier for my customers. So they are feeling like they're easily able to use all the images in the set and the images go together well, that kind of thing. Some sets are definitely easier to use than others. And some, also, you want to be able to use your sets in a variety of ways. If you've got a stamp, for example, I love the Waves of the Ocean, the Waves of Inspiration stamp set. So, I'm not sure. I think it's out. I think I've got that out on the desk. But the Waves of Inspiration is the one with the great big wave on the front. Do you all remember that one, the one I mean? That's a beautiful stamp. I love, love, love it, and I have it. However, the waves nearly always looks, unless you do something really clever and different, it nearly always looks the same. Does that make sense? I'm very aware that it's always going to look the same every time you stamp it. I did do a couple of different things with it. Like I had some palm trees in the background and I created a rainbow, and then we had the otters coming out, and we had the otter coming up next to the wave, and we've done a bunch of different things, but it's pretty much the basic stamp every time. And to me, that doesn't have as much versatility as something like this, like a you know, a group of flowers or some leaves or different things that you can position them in different ways. The wave has to go one way. Does that make sense? Just don't wait too long, Judy, because things are starting to sell out. We do have a list of what has already been discontinued up on the Stampin' Up website, and I also posted it on our team group today as well. So if you're looking around for that, that might be helpful for you. Now, I've also got one here I've stamped earlier, but what I'm going to do, you can see I was mucking, this is a new image and I was mucking around with that earlier. All right, so I'm going to use the Evening Evergreen again, and I'm going to grab I'm just going to grab a long skinny block. This is block H, and I'm going to put shall we have Christmas wishes or shall we have season's greetings? What do you think? What do you think? Does anyone have really, they probably are both pretty nice. It probably doesn't matter a lot, does it? Did anyone think? Oh, good. That's actually a really good thing. In the clearance rack, the dies that match some of these stamp sets that were out in the Perfect Partners, the ones that I was using the most was the Apple Harvest stamp set. It had some dies that came out called, I think it's Apple Blossoms. Beautiful, beautiful dies, and those are available in the clearance rack last time I looked. So Christmas wishes, season's greetings. Who was first? Christmas. Dolores, you're the first one. So we're going to go with Christmas wishes because that's what we said. That's the first answer. So those with the fastest fingers get to pick. All right, so I'm just going to use this bit up here. And I'm going to pop this. I'll close that so I can't. I'm going to pop that through my machine. All right, and put my top plate on and my die. So this is the little die I was saying before, probably the one I use the most because it's a really versatile label. I'm always looking for good labels. And actually in the new catalogue that's coming out in January, there's a couple of sets that have really great labels. One in particular that I'm just about to order. So I'll be showing you that very soon. I hope everyone got what they wanted. So Christmas wishes it is, because that's the first guess. Yeah, there we go. Christmas wishes. All right. So I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to attach this, I think. And I'm going to use some dimensionals. I'm just going to pop one in each corner. Now you all need to put your thinking caps on. Is there anything else tonight that particularly you would like to see? I'm actually going to put this slightly over to one side. So it's a little off center. This is going to end up on here. This is going to end up, I'm deciding, I'm probably going to put it here actually. Let's see. And then we're going to have, we've got our little, let me see, which one do I want? I think this one here. And I think we might need to add some gold to this, which is really easy to do. And then something like this. Similar to that. So this is kind of how it's going to look. I'm deciding, do I want it at the top or at the bottom? I think I want it at the bottom. I'm just going to play around with it for a bit though. And then I can decide whether I want to add some berries because I feel like it might need some color to offset. I'm also, like I said, going to add some gold. Okay, so I'm going to add some gold to this. So I'm actually going to grab my little, where did it go? You know what? I am so bad at forgetting to put, I've got that great little magnetic bowl that I showed you all the other week. I keep forgetting to use it. Terrible. My husband would be disgusted with me. He bought that with me for that purpose. And do I remember to do it? No, I do not. Let's bring this back in. Move these. I think we should use the pine needles. Actually, you know what? Let's do the pine needles in gold. That's a good idea. Let's do that. Let's pop this on. And I'm going to have to cut my my gold paper so it's that it's not too wide to go through. So remember, you can have up to 9 centimeters. 8 or 9 is fine, so that it goes through. So that's what we want. This is just under 9. Right, and then I'm going to pop my little pine needles on here. And I feel like also, you know, just having them in greens and things is always good. It's such a nice, look, there's a little label I was looking through for a moment ago. That's okay. Don't need it now. I changed my mind. Let's pop this on. And it will go in. I've just got to push it through properly. There we go. Gold pine needles. Yep. Solvegas are green. Oh, good. I'm glad I got it right. And I'm deciding if 2 is enough. We might, let's do a little bit more in case we decide we want. It does definitely need a lift. You know, a lot of green. And I think having another color there, the gold, or if we did some red berries, both those would be really good choices. I usually, especially with thicker papers like the glimmer, I go forward and I go back to make sure it's going to cut really well. It's just a simple little thing, but it makes a difference. All right. Okay, here we go. Here's my little gold pine needles. Let's move those out of the way. All right. All right, let's have a play. Let's see how this looks. I think it does look, this looks better at the bottom, and I think having a dark and a light looks really good. So, and then having a dark one at the top like this. And then we can decide where we want to put our pine needles in just a second. I'm deciding, do I just use, I could use really any glue. I could use Seal, or I could use Tombow, or I could use glue dots. Really, it really doesn't matter, but I think I'm just going to whack this straight onto my vellum. I've just got, pop that there. The other thing is we could add our, we could add our little banner on first, our label on first, and then pop our bits and pieces underneath, like if we put that on dimensionals. But we'll see. I'm actually going to put this one on in a second. And these are our Christmas wishes, like that. I'm going to pop that on dimensionals. 1 and 2. Oh, no problems, Nari. Nice to see you. Yeah, I think maybe berries will be a good choice as well. I think that, deciding do I want to put them, I think I do. I'm going to put that kind of center it. I wasn't going to, but I think I will now. And then this little guy, I've got to slide him in underneath. So let's just add some glue to that. I was going to pop it on dimensionals, but I'm not going to worry. I'm just going to pop it right there. All right. I'm going to put it on here because, and I'm going to do that with dimensionals, because then I kind of know where everything is and where, you know, I can decide where I want to put it. So let's whack some dimensionals underneath the leaves here so no one can see them. And maybe one more in the middle there. Give it a good bit of stick. That's looking good. And then we want to start adding some bling because that'll make a big difference. So I'm going to add, and I'll use glue dots for these. Here we go. Because I think the glue dots make them easier to position. So I'm just going to pop a glue dot there behind the biggest part of this little pine needle. That looks nice. And one here. And this one I'm going to have kind of poking out this side. And then we can decide whether we want berries as well. We might. 1, 2, and I'm thinking 3. Isn't this a nice set though? It's so lovely. Oh, hey Inika, how you going? Oh, well, it's not as bad as Gina. She's minus 32 below. Isn't that silly? And she still lives there. It must be pretty good. It must be a good place if she still chooses to live there when it's like that. Yeah, I'm thinking we do still need berries. So we have detailed berries. We can stamp the berries and cut them out. But I'm thinking maybe instead we might just die cut them. And I'm going to pick 2 different coloured reds, I think, for that. So I'm just going into my scrap drawer. I'm going to go with real red berries. And then cherry cobbler detail. I think that will look nice. Those 2 reds. And this is also, you'll notice in the paper, if you are if you've got the paper, the leaves of holly paper, the boughs of holly paper, you'll notice that that they've done the same thing. They've got cherry cobbler and real red together. I'll show it to you in a second. So I'm just cutting these narrower so they'll fit through my cut and emboss machine. The mini one. Let me just show you what I mean. So this is an example. Can you see how they put the real red and the cherry cobbler together? The 2 reds actually look, they kind of look fabulous together. They're not, I wouldn't have thought they do, but they really do. And this is part of that lovely paper. You've got your poinsettias on one side, so you've got the real red and the cherry cobbler in those as well. And on the back you've got the dots. So this is being retired, this paper as well. And I think we said it was 40% off. I think that's what we said. Goodness me, you know, that was 10 minutes ago. I don't remember that. Goodness me. All right, so I'm going to cut. Let me have a look. I'm going to cut my detail piece first. No, I think I'm going to cut the solid berries first. I'm putting my, doesn't really matter. Pop this down. And another plate on top. Line them up. And then, okay, if ever this happens, if ever you put it in and this doesn't move very much and you go to, and nothing happens, just take the top off, turn it around the other way, and pop it in again. If it happens a couple of times, you may find you just have to push it a bit more at the start, but it will come together. Okay, so what's everyone doing for Christmas this year? Is anyone doing special fun things, or are you just spending time with family? Because that's special and fun, right? Some of you, if you're in Australia and you're on my VIP page, I started talking Christmas traditions this morning. We actually talked about what Christmas drinks you like to have, because my family has always been an apple cider family, and I'm not talking the fancy alcoholic kind that you get from the bottle shop. I'm talking about the stuff you buy at the grocery store that is the non-alcoholic stuff. That's the one. Right, so let's pop this out, move that again. It's getting a workout tonight, my poor little cut and emboss machine. And do I have a pokey tool close by? I hope I do. My son had it earlier on the table, so I hope he didn't move it. I don't know what he did with it. I remember seeing him, he had it, but I can push these out from here and usually just use the point of my scissors. It's not the way you're meant to do it. You're meant to use a pokey tool or take your pick tool, which is, like I said, he had it earlier. He was using it, you know what? He was using the brush end to rub the cat because the cat loves it. Some of you may have seen that video I made of Crumpet enjoying the take your pick tool. And I'm not sure what became of it since then. So anyway, let's put these on. So I'm thinking these are going to go really nicely just here. Let's see if I can get these out. Here we go. Got it. All right, so you'll see that these position really nicely on top of here and create kind of, can you see how they create this nice little shadowy look? It looks really pretty. Or if you don't like that, you could add, if you have red glimmer paper, you could add some glimmer to that, which would be very pretty. And to attach them, I would recommend using some Tombow. That's probably the best thing because you can kind of just dot a little bit here and there and that's going to be enough. So let's pop that on. And this is a very easy card, but like I said, this is an easy stamp set to use. And the dies are easy to work with and they're not yet sold out. So if you love them, I'd be jumping in and getting them as soon as I can because there's a very good chance they will sell out. And you guys were saying, I think Gina and Jean were saying they have sold out in the US. Well, Jean was saying that. And I don't know about Canada, but anyway. All right. There we go. I'm going to call that a finished card. Do we like it? Oh, that's a good idea. That's a great idea about the paper clips, Jean. Awesome. Ah, that sounds nice, Gina. Staying at home and cooking turkey dinner. That sounds perfect. That's okay. Oh, Winker Stella. That's a great idea. Where is my Winker Stella? Is it close by? I might not have that one close by. I think it's over on the desk behind me. I used it earlier in the day, so I have got another one here. This one will do. This is not my... Yes, so we're just going to add some Winker Stella over the cherry cobbler layer of the berries. And that'll make it a little bit shiny. That's a good suggestion. Thank you for that. I love it when you guys suggest stuff. Makes it easier to remember to do things because sometimes I just don't remember. Now, if Jody was here, she would tell us we need bling, right? So what do you think? Shall we add some bling? Let me see. I'm going to go into my little embellishment box and I'm going to see. I'm thinking maybe some festive pearls would be really good because they come in gold and also in red and green. Even though it's not the right green, that's okay. But I'm thinking maybe we also can do just good old rhinestones as well. But we have some gold on there. So I'm thinking that that might be good. I've just got to find my festive pearls. And festive pearls, by the way, guys, are not retiring. They're going to be in the new catalogue, I believe. So not in the new mini, but they will carry over, I believe, into the annual catalogue. And that way, because they're carrying over, you will still be able to get them if you really want them. I've got a few different options, but I'm really thinking the festive pearls, if I can find them, they're going to be perfect. Aha. Did I find them? Oh no. Goodness me, this is not the right ones. These are what was left of the Waves of Inspiration stuff, and these were in the clearance rack. If anyone, can you see them? All those beautiful blues and greens. As of yesterday, they were still in the clearance rack. The Waves of the Ocean DSP, and also the matching foils and the matching embellishments. Those were all available. So if you love those and you missed out on getting them earlier in the year because they were never in a catalogue, then I would be rushing off to get those. But if they have gone, then absolutely there is nothing I can do. I'm so sorry. But they were fabulous. See, this one, I've got these. Oh, you know what I could add? We could add some of these little cherry cobbler ones. They're going to kind of match with these. So let's do that. Let's add those. Because Jody isn't on tonight as far as I know. Oh, you are there. Jody, hi. I know, that's okay. But I'm going to put some bling on in your honor, okay? And I know it's been a tough week. So I'm very sorry to hear all of that. So I'm adding some little red bling from the Festive Pearls. Oh, this one's got a cat hair attached, which is not a good look on your cards. I'll advise against cat hairs being added to cards. There we go. All right, I'm calling that a finished card. What do you think? Do we like it? Portino. I don't know what that is, Megan. I don't know that. I don't know what it is. Oh, yes. I remember pretending that apple cider was wine as well, the non-alcoholic stuff, because we had it in fancy kind of goblet glasses that only came out on Christmas Day. So, you know, that always felt very special. Oh, Inika, they are really good if you can get your hands on them. But I don't know. It's different in every market. So I'm talking about the clearance rack in my market in Australia. I don't know whether they'll be available in your market. Okay. Yeah. Everyone's thinking of you, Jody. We all are. And it's nice to know that you're here, even though, you know, I know you're a bit quiet tonight. That's okay. Thinking of you. All right. Okay. I'm happy with that. That turned out really nice. All right. Let's put these dies and bits and pieces away. So I've got my circle here. Pop this away. Now, I did say before, if anyone had anything you particularly wanted me to play with, you saw the waves DSP. Man, I know, isn't it awesome? I love, love, love it. It's so nice. I'm very excited to see it back on the clearance rack, but I don't think it'll be there for long because it was so popular when it was out before. In fact, I'm surprised. I'm surprised they even had any at all, to be honest, any left. But they did. All right, so I'm putting my circles away. It was fun to use my gold glimmer paper. So the glimmer with the evening evergreen, the gold, and the vanilla, that is retiring as well. And as at the beginning of this video, it was still available. So, yeah, grab it if you want it. And I'm going to quickly clean up these couple of things. Trimming the tree, I don't actually have that one, believe it or not. Playful Piggies, nope, didn't have that one either. Goodness me. Do you know what? In this particular catalogue, I didn't have as many things as usual. I tried to be a really good girl and not order quite as many things. I normally go completely bananas with the Christmas catalogue, and this time I did not. I was actually very subdued and just ordered what I think I needed to get through. So trying to be good, and that's not easy, you know. All right, nearly cleaned up. It is gorgeous paper. It is. Yep. And I know it's not very exciting, but this stripy green paper in the background there, I really, really like. That's one of my favorite sheets in the whole pack, and I don't even know why, because it's one of the more simple ones, but I really like it. I was thinking we should go with something really simple for our second card. Last week I did a card with the window wishes, and I could create cards with window wishes every single time I do a video. As far as I know, it's still available. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure it's still available. Yep, it is. And I'll tell you what has sold out though, the specialty vellum, you know, the snowflake specialty vellum, that's gone. And that's not a surprise really, because as everyone would have seen, that was totally, completely beautiful. But it's gone. Okay. All right, that's one card. One card is done. All right. What shall we do for our second card, guys? Has anyone got any special requests that you would like me to use? I'm wanting to use, I want it to be something out of here. And you know what I'm going to do? This is the apple harvest I was telling you about. This one's continuing. It's carrying over. But right now, the matching dies are in the clearance rack. Okay, so you can get the matching dies, but only until they sell out. And the same with the Waterfall Canyon dies. Okay, so I find the easiest way to negotiate what's in the catalogue is by turning to the catalogue at a glance pages, which is like an index that Stampin' Up now puts at the end of these catalogues, the mini catalogues. And I love, 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 love this new system. And there's a couple of reasons. First of all the stamp sets are in alphabetical order, okay? And then the dies and bits and pieces are also, they're ordered alphabetically in each category, which I think is a fantastic idea. Okay, and as you go over, then same with the designer series paper. Okay, once again alphabetical order, and then it tells you for each one what page you're going to find it. So if these little pictures are not enough for you to get a good look, which is understandable, then I would be saying, okay, if I want to see this Splendid Day paper, it's beautiful, and I can get a better look at it on page 65. So I go to page 65. And this is how I drive the catalogue. And here's all the Splendid Day stuff, right? Now, this is actually a set. We could play with this one if no one has a better idea, because I really love this paper, absolutely gorgeous paper. But you know what? I haven't got very much new yet, Megan. I'm still waiting. I've only got the things that we got at On Stage. I haven't got anything else just yet. But I will be doing something new more so as the new catalogue comes closer. Okay, I wanted to focus on these things first because once they sell out, I can't use them anymore. So, yeah, that's no, not yet. Megan hasn't shipped yet. Oh, yes, that's no good. Having COVID on top of everything, Jody. I'm so sorry. My friend who I mentioned to you, I had a friend who was on the same trip that you were on. She was on the same one. She got COVID on the way home as well. So on the way back, she thinks she got it on the plane, and that's probably right. So so there you go. It's out there, and I hope you're feeling okay. Once you've had it, you do feel better because you know that you can manage it, you can handle it. And if you're in a position to get those antivirals, get onto them as soon as you can, because they do make a difference. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to have a look through what everyone is saying. Megan, I don't have the gnomes. I know. You can have enough gnomes. I know that's a controversial statement, but guess what? I don't like gnomes very much. I've never understood the gnome Christmas connection. I don't get it. I don't understand, and I'm sorry if that's disappointing anyone and letting anyone down, but I just don't. I have the Aspen dies on it, but not the stamp set, not the Perched in a Tree. I did look at it this week and go, I wonder if I should get that, because I think that's on the carryover list, isn't it? Let's have a look. I think it might be. The gnomes dies are on the carryover list, so those are going to continue. And the Perched in a Tree stamp set is also, and the Aspen Tree dies. Okay. You think you got it on the plane as well, Jody? Yeah. Yep. Do the one on the page I have open. Yep, we can do that. And you know what? I'm going to go really, really simple, and I'm mostly going to focus on the gorgeous paper. So let me grab it. I'm going to start with, I wonder if I have any, the color I really like that is in this paper is soft seafoam, the really, really light green. And it's funny because that's a color, here it is here, this is soft seafoam, it's a brand new pack actually. That is a color that I never had a particular affinity towards. I didn't love it. And so I never had it. And then this paper came out and I suddenly realized that it's actually really beautiful. So let me just grab the paper and give me a moment. I only have scraps left, but I know there's scraps enough that we can do something with. So let's have a play. It's really beautiful paper. It's really stunning. And there's a couple of sheets in it that I like above all the others. This is a specialty paper. So here's my advice, okay? If you ever see a paper in the catalogue, all right, this is my advice. Just if you're customers, you can close your ears now, okay? But if you're a demonstrator and you're wondering what to get out of a new catalogue, always, always, always get the specialty papers. And the reason why, and everyone can listen to this bit, is that the specialty papers have something that is surprise special about them. And you can't see it in a catalogue almost 100% of the time. So there is no way that you can tell how beautiful this paper is from the picture in the catalogue. Okay, it's nice, but you're not going to get the full aha moment of it unless you see it in real life. Okay, it is absolutely beautiful. And one side is kind of flat and the other side has the foil. Okay, the foil is beautiful. See, there's my hand. I can wave at you from up here. All right, so it's like a mirror, and there's some nice colors in it. So this is the soft sea foam in a foil. Okay, and on the back you've got the soft sea foam design. It is so beautiful. It's stunning. Okay, this is Sahara sand. I mean, who would have thought? That's just beautiful. This is the same color as this cardstock, and they match beautifully. See that? So absolutely beautiful. And on the back, there's the Sahara sand kind of, can you see the design? It's like a woven, like almost like a fabric. Okay. Oh, thank you, Brenton. I did not know that. Gnomes are meant to bring luck and protection to your home. Maybe that's where I'm going wrong. Maybe I need some gnomes because I don't have any because I'm not a gnome lover. So, you know, I know. So sorry. Megan, I'm so sorry to let you down. Oh, oh, good. I'm glad you got the antivirals, Jody. That's fantastic. And Brendan loves gnomes. So awesome, you guys. I'm glad that we're all so different, and I love that we can do that. This is leftover from a little bag that I was making on one of the, I think that was the, you know, we did that Creativity Now live day with Stampin' Up, and we were making bags with it, and I ended up ditching my bag because I made a mistake. So I've still got some paper left over. And then this is Petal Pink in the foil, and then on the back you've got Petal Pink and Calypso Coral in that design. All right. I mean, how beautiful are these? They're just absolutely stunning. All right. You just don't know how gorgeous they are. And I really like this one. This is Calypso Coral and a bit of Petal Pink in that one as well. Really, really nice. Oh, they're in England. Well, I guess I'll find that out next year because I'm going there next year for the very first time, and I've never been before. So that's more of that one. You can see I've had a couple of goes. I've chopped all this up like this one. This is actually like a white embossed design. Do you know what? I have never noticed until this very moment, this very second, that there's something here on the paper. Had anyone else noticed that? Or are you like me and had not noticed it? Can you see the ladybugs? I've never noticed them before until now. How funny. All right, so on one side, I really like this. This is like soft sea foam and pool party together, which is a really nice pairing. Isn't that beautiful? And then this side has the soft sea foam with the white embossed leaves and ladybugs. Oh my goodness, I didn't know there was ladybugs. Oh, that's too funny. All right, well, shall we have a little play? Let's see what we can do. I'm thinking maybe if I'm going to use really soft colors, maybe I want, now also when you look at your catalog, this is just a little tip for those of you who like to, so what I was saying before, let me finish this thought first. If you're a demonstrator, buy specialty papers because there is something special about them that you can show customers and anyone else who wants to see, because there's something super special about those that you cannot see in a catalog. The other thing is below every single picture of DSP in the catalog is a little rundown of the main colors in that particular DSP. So this one says it has Petal Pink, soft sea foam, pool party, fresh freesia. I've used up all the fresh freesia part. I used all that because it's so pretty. Sahara sand and copper. Okay, so there's actually, you'll notice that there is a petal pink light, like this one is the petal pink, and then this one is the copper. Okay, that's a copper design. So it's a bit darker. Can you see the difference in those two? It's hard to see here in the camera, but I can see it. Okay. You can't stop using them. Well, maybe I'll get converted. If I get converted, I'll let you know. Ladybugs are good luck too. Goodness me, guys. I'm missing all the luck because I don't like gnomes and I don't notice ladybugs. Goodness me. So that kind of explains a lot, really, doesn't it? All right. So I'm going to use the sea foam as a base here. And let's cut this. Such a nice color. I didn't like it at first because I thought it was a bit too light for my taste. So I tend to prefer colors with a bit more body to them. And I thought this was a little, is insipid the right word? That's a bit of a mean word because it sounds negative. But I just didn't think it had enough strengths to offer much. And now I've realized it pairs so beautifully with other colors. So yeah. All right, so I'm going to fold this in half and it's going to be my card base. And I'm going to use my bone folder here to make my, and I'm going to move all of this sort of out of the way a bit. And I'm thinking we might go with some strips of paper in the different colors. And I'm going to move this out of the way. So the Splendid Day paper, which is on page, this is what this is. It's Splendid Day Specialty DSP. And now I have to go looking for it. What page did I say? 65, was that right? Yeah, there we go. Right, so when I look at my my retiring list, you can see, when you look at the retiring list, you can see how much it's discounted by. And you know what? I can't see my retiring list because I put a million things on top of it, but I'll find it in just a minute. Let me have a quick look. Yeah, here it is. Found it. Oh, look, this is the other retiring list. Well, I've actually gone through and marked the things that I've got that are retiring. So that actually makes it a bit easier to find, doesn't it? So the Splendid Day stuff is on page 2, and it's page 65, as you can see. The Splendid Day 12 by 12 Designer Series paper is 50% off. So instead of $27, it's down to $13.50. So that's a really, really good price for really beautiful paper. Oh, that's a nice combo, Brenton. I love that. Soft sea foam and Pear Pizzazz. What a great idea. I haven't thought of using it with a darker green. I do like it with Pool Party, though. I really like that. All right, so the other thing is I have a big thing, and some people know this. I love copper and black together, so I'm thinking I might have to do something with this and some black. That would be really nice. All right, so I have got a piece of white cardstock here, and I'm going to measure this out to be, I'm thinking, 8. Actually, I'm going to go, no, I will go small. I'm going to go 9. 9 by 13, and let's see how that looks. 9 by 13. That's centimeters, by the way. But basically, you just want a rectangle that's going to fit on your base cardstock. And you're just going to move it so it has a similar amount of space all the way around. So we know that this is 9 wide. Okay, just double checking that. Did I make it 9? Yep. And so I'm going to be using some strips. I'm going to start with some 8.5-inch wide strips, and I'm going to come down and see how many of them I need. And I may adjust this, but let's start with, I've picked the seafoam with the white embossing to start with, and I'm looking at putting that right here in the top half of this piece. And then let's pick another piece, and I'm going to do, so I'm doing, are these, I think they're a bit under an inch. So it's, oh no, it's exactly an inch. I can always come down to less if I want to, but I'm just going to start with an inch. And once again, 8.5. So they're all going to be 8.5 wide. Right. What other colors shall we go with? Shall we go with some, I mean, we can also use the other side if we want to. Good idea, Tanya. Lucky indeed. You got the paper and the dies. Cool. That's good, Margaret. All right. So I don't want every single sheet to be the shine, every single piece to be the shiny side. So I'm thinking maybe I will do one that is the other side from this piece here. which I quite like this pool party and seafoam piece. So let's try that. And once again, 8.5. And let's start putting these on and see if we need more. We might need one more. Let's see. So I've got my seafoam. And then I'm going to add this piece here, this piece here. And now I could butt them all up against each other and I'll probably have room for one more. So let's try that. Or we could space them out so that they, you know what? Now I've got this petal pink piece. I've decided I don't want it. And instead, I think the Sahara sand will look nice. I think that's a nice look. So I'm mucking around with my colors and I'm going for more of a greenish palette, because Sahara sand, for anyone who doesn't know, Sahara sand has quite a bit of green in it. It's a neutral with a green base. If you are picking like grey granite, has more of a mauvey kind of a look to it. But the different ones have different tones. So if anyone ever wants me to, now I've decided I do like the spaces, but that needs to come up a little bit, so it's a little bit long. So I'm going to bring it down. I'm going to go to, I said 13, so let's try bringing it down to 12.5 and then see how this goes. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yep, that's right. That is correct. That's the correct spacing. All right. Now, I could put these down flat or I can put them up on dimensionals. I think for this exercise, I will put them down flat, and I'm just going to use my Tombow for that. But it would also look nice up on dimensionals. That's another nice look if you want to do strips across a page. All right, so let's pop this one on first. Now, I find when I am doing strips like this on any, and this is also why I use Tombow, because then I can kind of wriggle it into the right position. Okay, I start with the 2 on the ends and then work my way into the middle. That helps me get the spacing right. By starting with the 2 the same distance from each end, you then can just sort of fill in the space with the other pieces. So I find that a good way to go if ever you're in this situation where you're trying to put your pieces on together. And I want to make sure that I have the same, oh, it's still wet. That's better. So I want to have the same amount at the top and the bottom. And then these pieces are going to go in between. There's a little bit of a gap there in between each one. So and we've still got our circles here from before, so I'm thinking I'm going to grab those out again, and I'm going to use a smaller circle this time than what we did before. So this one, I've got my pool party showing here. Just like that. Okay, now this is going to go on dimensionals, just because that's what we decided. One in each corner, 1 on each side. No fancy techniques tonight, just gluing, sticking, bit of stamping, and some DSP. Pretty simple cards tonight, guys. Lots of chit chat. Here it is. So I'm going to position that in the center of my card. Now, we can do vellum again because vellum is good and we won't lose any of our picture. Or we could go with the base color here and pop that in the center. And I'm sort of tempted to do that, actually. I'm thinking I might go with the green. So let's pick a circle that's going to be a good size. Maybe around this. Next size up is this one. Actually, I think that's better. What do we think? Do we think vellum? We do like chit chat, exactly. Do we want vellum or do we want more of the seafoam? What do we think? You know what? I think I may have just answered my own question. Oh, puff paint is in the last chance items. I know, right? I'm gonna do the vellum, and then exactly the circle behind will be vellum, and then the smaller circle will be the green. So let's do that. Grab my machine. Machine's getting a little workout tonight. Let's pop that on there. And then our number 2 plate right on top. I like to sandwich them so it's like 2 pieces of bread with your Sambo in the middle there. Remember, if it doesn't take it straight away, give it a little push, and if it still doesn't go through, turn the plate over. Okay. Right, so there's our vellum piece. And then let me cut my seafoam piece small enough to go through my machine. So let's pop that in again. And this time we want a smaller circle. So this one was the one I just used. I'm actually thinking maybe I'll do my stamping first. Might be a good idea. Where is my little stamp set gone? I'm looking for the Splendid Day stamp set. Or Splendid Thoughts is what it's called. Not Splendid Day. That's why I couldn't see it. We've got some really nice. We've got this Let's Celebrate. I think that might be good for this one. So let's do that one. Because that's a good size, I think. Or we could do Sending Hugs. Sending Hugs or Let's Celebrate. What do you guys think? All right, and I'm thinking, what color will I do it? I'm thinking I might do Sahara Sand perhaps on this. Let's see how that looks. You just ordered another bottle of puff paint. It seems to be one of those things that comes back every couple of years. See, that looks kind of nice. It's not overwhelming. I don't want it to be too dark because this is such a soft card. And let's go with a smaller circle. I could have picked a scallop one too because this has got some nice scallops. But let me see how this looks. Yep, that's right. So we'll go with that. Let's put our top on there. We're going a little late tonight. I had a lot to tell you, that's why. We had so much going on. Just remember, guys, if you're looking at the last chance list, those things are not going to hang around. So don't wait. Get in and get them because a lot of things have sold out already and I don't want you to miss out on the things that you want. That would make me sad. It always happens though. Every single catalogue, I say that, and then somebody always contacts me the day after the list ends and says, hey, how do I get that thing? And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I can't get it for you. I don't know. All right, so let's add our dimensionals behind here first. 1, 2, 1, 2, And there. So 3 is usually a good number for a circle. Like a little triangle kind of dimensionals behind a circle. And then let's pop that there in the middle. And what makes this card special is the foils. The foils are really, really lovely, and you really can't go wrong with them. So it's soft. And I think we're going to need some bling on here as well. Are we not, Miss Jody? I think we do. What bling though? We could go with iridescent pearls. We could go with iridescent rhinestones. Those are never far away and they look really good. Okay. Those would probably be my pick, or even just plain rhinestones. But we do have some iridescence here. What do you guys think? Oh yes, ribbon might be good. We could add some. I don't have any of the soft succulent ribbon left, but sorry, not soft succulent, the soft seafoam. But I do have white seam binding. That's always good, and we can color that if we want to. So I have plenty of those. They're really good. I also have some Pool Party, these adhesive back ones. Those would look nice because we've got Pool Party here. So actually those might be really good. Those I think would be my picks so far. Shall we do that? And let's look at the ribbon. We also have the white glittery organza ribbon, the organdy ribbon. So that's, I'm just looking. So we have this one with the glitter. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? The glittery ribbon. That could be a nice ribbon to add. I also have the seam binding. So those are probably, that's this one. So that would be nice as well. Pearls, says Jody. Okay, let's do pearls just for you, honey. Organdy with glitter. Yep. Okay. Pearls and ribbon. Here we go. We're going to do both. Because you can never have too much, right? All right. So here we have some pearls. Actually, I'm going to add the pearls last. And put the glittery ribbon on. Here we go. This one's nearly empty. Look, this is the end of the roll, but that's okay because I have, actually, you know, I was using this ribbon earlier today. Here's one I prepared earlier. Look at that. I have one that I've already tied. So I think that was meant to be, don't you? Which way? That way. And I'm going to pop it on with a glue dot. That was obviously meant to be. I know, right? Sometimes things are meant to be in the middle or to the side. I'm thinking to the side. I'm not even going to wait for a response on that one. I'm going to just do it. And then we're going to have some large pearls. And I'm going to have another one just here. And a little fun pearl up towards the top here. There we go. I'm calling that a finished one. What do you think? Do we like that? It's very shiny and got all the sparkly goodness going on there. So you can't go wrong with lots of sparkle, really, can you? Can you? I don't think so. All right, so there you go. There's our 2 cards tonight, guys. We have 2 cards. One is a Christmas card and one is just an all year round, let's celebrate whenever you like kind of a card. And they're both made with retiring stuff that you won't be able to get. If you love any of these things, go and grab them. Okay, so go to the blog, or in about 5 minutes, I will have the description listed down below under this video, and you'll be able to click on that and purchase anything you've seen me using tonight and anything that's in the clearance rack at a fabulous price. So there you go. All right, I will be back on Sunday night. I hope to see many of you on Sunday. And if you haven't, go back and watch the craft along from last weekend. Last weekend we did, trying to remember what my theme was. It was a technique, and we did masking. Magical masking was our technique last week, and I think it's just a fabulous technique, and it does seem a little bit like magic. So if you haven't checked those out, go and watch it. It's a fun card that you can make. Beautiful landscape that we created just with masking. Okay, have a fantastic weekend, you two, you guys, and I will see you all on Sunday night. Bye-bye.